With Electrek, this is Fred Lambert.
And I'm Scott Buscemi.
And today we're reviewing the BMW i8 Roadster. Let's start with a little walk around the i8 here. The new version comes with both the Roadster version that we see here with the open top, but it also came with a little upgrade in the powertrain too. We get a little bit larger battery pack for a little bit more range. We're talking about 11.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack and a little bit more power in terms of the electric motor, which is now a 105 kilowatt system. The actual overall design remains very similar to what we've seen before, of course, aside from the open top, but the visual styling is very same iconic BMW i8 design introduced over 4 years ago at this point. With the Roadster version, you can see some differences even in the front end here. For example, the air vent here has been redesigned to be much smaller, so you just don't throw that as much air toward the passenger cabin. If we come here on the side, you have your charge port. It's a standard G1772 connector, which is linked to a 7 kilowatt onboard charger. It's not much, but you don't need that much when you just have a 12 kilowatt-hour battery pack, basically. The doors of the i8, you have those fun rich people car doors. You insert your hand right here and you're able to swing it up open. The door is fairly light, so it's not hard to open at all or to close. That's thanks to the entire carbon fiber chassis that BMW developed for the car. Of course, it's a sport car, so getting in and out is not the easiest thing, but it's also not that difficult. Simply step over the large door seal here and you fall right into the seat. Close the door back. To exit the vehicle, you have a manual release here, but you're going to want to use the electrical one, which is right here, and then pop the door open. Then get it out just as easy as getting in. For the older folks, it might be a little bit more difficult, but otherwise it's not that complicated. Moving to the back of the car, you have the trunk, and what's special about the trunk really, it's you don't even know where it starts when you first look at it, like where would it be? Then when you actually open it's only that little thing right here, which pretty much is just good to fit above a backpack, and that's it. You could also, of course, carry your mobile charger here. I figure the back is also notable for the design itself, which is very aggressive. The back light also fits with the little curve for the airflow right here, which is nice. Now let's take a look at the inside of the BMW i8 Roadster. When you have your key inside the car, all you have to do is press start here, and with your feet on the brake pedal as usual. We've been driving the car all day, so now it's showing us the battery is empty, but we still have a full tank of gas. The interior is pretty standard, what you're going to find in most BMW. You have the same UI that you can control from your touchscreen here, but you can also use the BMW dial with the scroll and the press button like that. You can also use Apple CarPlay, though we had some good and bad experience with it where you would sometimes drop, sometimes not connect. From the right side of the dash, the center screen here, you have the always-on system that you have for the energy flow that tells you what are you using, whether it's the battery pack only, the engine only, or the electric assist, which is a combination of the battery pack and the gas-powered engine. Of course, it's an open-top car, so you want to open and close the roof. To do so, you use the button right here. Just hold it for about 15 seconds or so while the whole system comes out of the back, as well as your windows, both the driver, passengers, and the back window, like that. As for the interior design itself, it's again very similar to what you'll find in another BMW vehicle, though since the chassis and body of the vehicle is carbon fiber, that extends into the design of the interior too, and you're going to see a lot of carbon fiber wrapped all around the dash here and the interior of the vehicle. The rest is leather, and there's some electric design accent like the blue lights all around on the car here, just to remind you that this car is somewhat electric. The seats themselves are pretty comfortable for what you'd find in a sports car. Nothing that's going to be equivalent to a luxury sedan or anything like that, but something that's going to keep you in your seat while you're doing some spirited driving, really. That's pretty much it for our walkthrough of the vehicle. Now let's move to the actual driving. All right, we're leaving for a test drive right now with the BMW i8 Roadster, and if you look here at the dashboard, we can see the range of the car showing 19 miles for the all-electric one with a battery pack almost full. We look like we're about 90% or something, and 196 miles total range with the gas tank, which is also almost full. So let's see what we can get out of it as we start to drive. On the center display here, you can see the Google Map. We're using Apple CarPlay right now, which is working just fine. And the other side of the dashboard is showing the what's powering the car, really. Okay, right now we are going at 20 miles per hour, and we are using only the electric drive. But a second ago, we were using both the electric drive and the gas engine. That's now it's showing charging battery because I left up the accelerator and the regen is kicked in. But as soon as you want to do a relatively fast acceleration using both the gas engine and the electric motor as an assist system, we went up to 20 miles per hour here. It wasn't like a fast acceleration at all. Yet looks like there's basically no way to only drive on electric with this car, which is disappointing, of course. So right now we're going about 45 miles per hour. And it's a little bit faster than we were going earlier, which was around 20 and 30 miles per hour. And at that point, we were getting electric drive assist with the gas-powered engines kicking in. But now, as you can see, it's only the electric drive. So that's reassuring a little bit, which makes it sound that it's when the electric drive assist and the engine kicks in, it's more about the acceleration than the actual top speed of the car. Even though we started out without any electric mileage on our drive back from the canyon, now we have 4 miles in the battery pack just from the regenerative braking, so we're driving on electric again. Now that we are on our way back, let's look into our final thoughts really about the BMW i8 Roadster, but it applies to the i8 Coupe also. It's a fun car. It's just a ton of fun to drive, especially in the canyon roads outside of Malibu that we drove in today. But every time the engine kicked in, all I can think about is why they didn't make that car all electric. It would have made more sense, especially a car in that price range. We're talking about $160,000+ car here. They could have replaced the highly complex drivetrain that they did on this, and I know it's a marvel of engineering, the drivetrain that they did, but I feel like even though it's beautiful, it would have been better with just like a bigger 80 kWh battery pack or something, and you would have the same or very close equivalent range, because the car is only getting about 200 miles of range on the full battery and gas tank. So I really don't see any excuse for not making that car all electric. There's been a lot of rumors about the BMW i8 maybe going away because like the sales are low in the US, and though overall they're still pretty decent. I really don't want to see the BMW i8 going away, especially now that they have the Roadster version that expands the market. But what I want to see is an all-electric version of it.
That's it for Electrek's review of the BMW i8 Roadster. If you want to see more reviews from Electrek, hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe. See you in the next one.